Hello, good morning. It's still morning, though it's almost 12. And this is gonna be a different video today. Instead of opening One Piece packs, we will be sorting through this new stock of Magic the Gathering cards. Um, these are all new stocks. We haven't opened these boxes yet, but this is like a half box that my awesome assistant Daniel sorted for me per color yesterday and earlier today, and right now we're just gonna sort through it. To be honest, most of the bulks that I buy don't really have a lot of value on them. I mean, value cards that cost $2 and up, right, or 100 pesos. But the strategy of our shop is to just to sell singles anyways. Any kind of single that can be used in Commander specifically, and most of the time, the singles that you need in Commander are not those that you need in any other competitive format where they're super expensive, right? In Commander, so long as it can be used in the 99 and it's on theme, even if the power level of the card is not that high, it can still be sold as single because people will still look for it. And that's actually the strategy when it comes to selling Magic the Gathering, at least for our store. And I guess I will be sharing it with you today. If you want to open your own Magic the Gathering shop, that's fine. You're very much willing to use the strategies that I'll do my best to explain to you in this video today while we're sorting through these cards. One, our first rule in our shop, I believe I mentioned in some other video before, is convenience is key. What we sell is convenience to the customer. It's not really the card itself, because pretty much everyone has cards, right? There's a lot of Magic the Gathering shops on Shopee. That's the online platform that we use it here in the Philippines and Southeast Asia. But we want to sell convenience. Like if you're a Commander player, most of the time Commander, right? Because the boom of Magic the Gathering in recent memory is due to casual Commander. If you're looking for a specific Commander card, if you type in the name and some other stuff that I will be talking about later, it will show up on. Our shop will show up most likely first and the cheapest, right? We want to make sure that if you need a card, even if it's super obscure, you can find it. Now, there are some information that we put on the name of the card, so you can easily identify if it's a Magic the Gathering card or what color you're looking for and all that. But I think it would be best if you check them. Specifically from our shop, I did mention the name of our shop in a previous video. Actually, I think it's one of those videos that I accidentally deleted because I recorded 2 One Piece videos the other day, and those are for packs 12 and 13, and I accidentally deleted them when I was cleaning up my Google Drive. So yeah, that's annoying. Anyways, wow, we're already 3 minutes in and we haven't even done any unpacking yet. So okay, this is a token. Usually no one buys tokens, but we list tokens. Even if it's super cheap, let's say 12 or 14 pesos, it's fine. We still list it, right? Because if anyone wants it, they can find it. If no one wants it, it's fine, it's there. What's important is the convenience that we offer the customer if ever they need it, and it's there, right? Now, we have to list cards at 12 pesos, the cheapest, because of shipping. No, not really shipping, platform fees and all that. But I guess it's worth it because there are vouchers anyways. Now, these are all legendary creatures. It looks like the box that we received this time from one of our suppliers is there's a lot of Lord of the Rings cards on it, which is super awesome because Lord of the Rings is a legendary card set, and there's a lot of legendary creatures that we can sell our customers. Now, another category that we list in our shop are mana rocks. As what I mentioned earlier, we focus mainly on casual Commander players because they're the ones that most of the time buys cheap singles for their 99, right? So mana rocks are basically essential for a lot of decks, especially casual ones. If you're not familiar with Magic the Gathering, just to give you a crash course, in Magic the Gathering, you need a resource to play cards, and the main resource to play cards are land cards, right? Because they produce the mana that you need to play the card. But in the 99, since in Casual Commander, since officially you can only play one land at a time, the way for you to ramp, basically have produce more resources per turn, is to have these mana rocks. They're artifacts that produces mana, right? The initial investment is that you have to pay for them, typically the mana from the lands that you already have on the field. But later, the next turn onward, actually at the same turn, most of the time that you drop them, they produce mana right away. So from that turn and the next turn onwards, you're basically adding an additional mana that you wouldn't have gotten if you're just dropping lands, right? So aside from that, no matter how weak the land is, we actually list it as singles, because sometimes if Casual Commander players are playing a specific color, sometimes it doesn't matter how strong or weak the land is, right? So long as it produces the color that you need, that's awesome, because Commander is a color restricted format, right? You can only play the cards in your 99 based on the colors of your commander. Man, I've been talking about Commander in 99 and all that, and I haven't even explained how it works yet. I'm assuming that you guys know how to play Magic the Gathering's Commander, because, it's the most popular format in Magic the Gathering right now. But just in case you only play one piece, and you're interested in dipping your toe on playing Magic the Gathering, how it works is that in Commander, you choose a legendary creature, right? For example, this legendary creature, Theoden, the King of Rohan, right? He's a legendary creature. That means he's a named character. He's not just some generic creature that you drop on the field and does something, right? He's a legend. He has a unique name, and there can only be one of him on your field at a time, right? Now, if you want Theoden to be your commander, Commander requires you to have 100 cards, right? One is your commander, and then there's the 99. The 99 other cards in your deck that supports him. It includes basic lands, but anything beyond basic lands, it has to be singled. That means you can only have one copy of a card, right? So each card that you have on the 99 must have the color identity of your commander. So Theoden, for example, here is color red and white. In Magic, there are 5 colors, and you can see it at the back, right? Those are the 5 colors. We call it Wooburg, that's white, blue, black, red, and green. And Theoden is white and red. That means you can put white and red cards on Theoden's 99. Now, that includes land cards. So if you need non-basic lands, especially in your 99, it has to be white and red only, or white or red. So that's the reason why a lot of non-powerful land cards still sees play in Casual Commanders, because you need those specific colors to create your non-basic your non-basic lands on your 99, right? So yeah. So where were we? Now, another kind of land card that is quite useful in Commander, even though they're not that strong, are dual face cards. For example, this card, Pelaka Predation, I guess that's how you pronounce it. It's actually, if you can see here, it's a sorcery, right? But it doubles as a land as well. So if you have it on your hand, you can either play it as a land that produces black mana, or if you have enough resources and you need it at that specific time, you can use it as a sorcery that reveals your opponent's hand, and then you take a card cost 3 or less, from 3 or greater from their hand, and then they discard it, right? So it's a really useful utility card that can have its uses depending on the situation, right? Okay. Even the weak guild cards, those cards that drops tap meaning, see, I guess this episode is just gonna be explaining the concepts of Magic the Gathering, right? Alright, so we'll see. In Magic the Gathering, you have to tap lands, most of resources actually, including other cards. You have to tap lands so they can produce mana, right? For example, this Orzo Vilgate, it can produce white and black mana. No, not black and white. Black or white mana at the time. But for you to use it, you have to tap it. That's like the identifier in Magic the Gathering that this resource has been exhausted and you've used its mana for the turn. And at the beginning of your turn, you can untap it, so you can use it again. But in Magic the Gathering, some cards, for them to be weaker, they enter tap, like what you can see here. Since it enters tap, you can't use it at the same turn that you drop it, right? So you have to wait for your untapped step next turn for you to use it. Most of the time, in many other formats, this is actually a really weak card, because you can't use it right away. It basically delays you for a turn. But in Magic the Gathering's casual format, casual commander, or just commander in general, not the CEDH, no, that's not competitive commander. Pretty much everyone uses these cards because it easily fixes your mana, especially if you're using multiple colors, not just two, right? Alright, so that's the crash course on lands. And oh, by the way, another one is utility lands, right? This card produces one colorless mana, so it's pretty much useless in in decks that requires colored mana, because most of the time you need colored mana, like the 5 colors that I mentioned earlier, to play something. But this card can only produce the colorless, though it has a utility ability, right? It has another option to give you 3 of the 5 colors of magic: red, white, and black. But that is limited to it can only be used for knights or equipment spells. For most decks, this is a useless card, but if you're running a knight or equipment deck, it's gonna be super useful for you because it doesn't enter tap, right? You can use it right away at the turn that you drop it. So cards like these that are not super strong when it comes to competitive formats are quite useful in the casual commander format, because as what I mentioned earlier, it's a theme-based format in Magic. You mostly create a deck based on the strategy that your commander gives you. So if your commander gives you benefit when you use knights or equipment spell, this card can be super useful for you. Though remember, you can only use this card if your commander has all these colors: red, white, and black, because your 99 requires you the cards in your 99 requires you to have those colors on that card on your commander as well, right? Alright, let's see. I'm going through this super fast. Maybe in the next couple of videos, we're not going to be talking about the concepts of Magic the Gathering and just, sort through all of these cards. I don't know how many cards we have right now, including these boxes. I'm assuming it's, I don't know, 40,000? I could be wrong. Maybe around that. 40, 45, 50,000 cards, right? And we have to sort through it because our customers want new cards pretty much all the time, but we're gonna only get a new set of cards like once every month. So once we're done sorting maybe half of this, we're gonna be sending a blast to all of our customers in our shop that new stocks has arrived on the shop, and then they can buy new bulks. Again, majority of these cards are probably gonna go to bulks. Bulks meaning, well, just check the shop and you see how cheap our cards are, right? But some of the cards we will separate them. We will be separating them so we can sell them as singles, right? We already have a lot of singles in our shelves. I'm sitting down right now, so it's kind of hard for me to just turn around and show you the boxes. But maybe in another video I'll show you. So sometimes we get these kinds of awesome old cards, right? Like this one, Segmented Worm. It's from 1997. That's Tempest, I believe. Yeah, that's the Tempest hit. So usually when I sort these cards, I'm not even talking, right? Because I'm bad at multitasking and I have to read the cards to make sure that they are cards that we can sell as singles. know what? This card, let's put it on bulk. And this one, we're probably gonna sell it as singles. Let me know in the comments as well if you can find something that you think has value that I don't know, because you know I don't have TCG Player or any other app that I can just scan these cards on right now. Or were we? Alright. There's some colorless cards here as well. 1 second. Oh, that's hard. Okay. Firection Splicer. Mysterious Egg. Puppet Strings. These are... Ooh, Squeeze Toy. Is this expensive? I think this card is expensive. I think I sold these cards for like $1. And that's expensive for us, right? Because we don't really sell a lot of expensive cards. There are some expensive cards that I have listed on the shop, but most of them I didn't get from bulk. Most of them I get from playing draft because I like playing Magic the Gathering draft. And we have a local play group here in Pangasinan, in Calasiao, Pangasinan, where sometimes, you know, whenever a family man like me is allowed to be away for a few hours, I go there and play with the guys. But for the most part, even though I want to, I really can't. Ooh, this is cool. Okay, these are green cards. See, this card is not that strong, right? Open the guide. It only searches your deck for a basic land or a gate card, and you don't even put it on the field. You just add it to your hand. But in Casual Commander, this card is really useful, especially if you're running like 4 or 5 colors and you're looking for a specific dual colored card, right? At the time, you can just drop this one and play this one and get the card that you need. And if you have sorcery synergies or graveyard synergies, this adds a card to your graveyard or triggers something off of a sorcery being cast, right? So I'll take that and sell that as a single. But for example, I find that card, Open the Gates, right? And I have like 100 of them. I don't put all 100 cards to singles because I want my bulk customers to get those value cards as well that they can use for the 99. So most of the time, I like take 30 cards and list it as singles, and then the other 70, I drop them on the bulk. So if you're one of those customers that always buy bulks, that's the reason why. Now you know the secret. Just don't let anyone else know, okay? It's just our little secret, right? That's why if you want to get some of the singles in our shop, but you don't want to pay the single price for them because of Shopee fees and all that, you can just go to the bulks, and there's a big chance that some of the singles listed are gonna be in the bulk as well. Cool. Hexproof cards, Pincher Beetles, Tempest Hits. This is awesome. And this cards, even though they're older cards, we don't really list them as singles. I know a lot of people would want to buy them as singles as well, just for the collection, even though the cards are not that strong because they're old cards. And, you know, some people like collecting those old cards, but we put them on our bulks as well, because I did promise in my bulks, because when I initially started selling bulks, we have older sets like 4th edition, 5th edition, 6th edition, and all that. And I want to keep that promise as much as possible. So whenever I get these cards from bulks like this, I don't sell them as singles. I just put them on bulks as well. That's why when you buy bulk, sometimes you see these cards, right? You see old cards. And I know they're not really supposed to be bulk cards, but, you know, what the heck. You guys are awesome. You always buy from me, so I might as well give you some of these cooler cards that we get instead of just cards that you use for Commander. Some of them are cards that you can collect. Part of the history of Magic, right? Even though because I do receive messages from some newer players, right? Even though the newer players don't really have that kind of nostalgia when it comes to older cards, when they see those older cards, you know, they look very different compared to the newer Magic the Gathering cards. So I guess it has some value for them because it's something new to see. I don't get it. I don't get it. Natural Spring. 5 cost to gain 8 life. And we're even laughing at some of the cards. That Angel's Grace, I believe. Or is that the name of the white card that gains you 7 for 5, I believe? Sky Shroud Troll. Do you use this card in what was the name of that for? Premodern? Premodern is getting super popular right now. I want to get into that into that format, but when I look at the selling the cost of those cards in Shopee, they're super expensive. They're so expensive. Like, you see them for the cards for 20 or 30 cents in TCG Player, but in Shopee, you see them for like 100 or 200 pesos. It's like $2 to $4, and it's not. I don't know. I just don't want to pay for that kind of card where it's super. The price is super inflated. Anyways, I'm running out of things to say, and this is already a 20-minute video, and we haven't even gone through a lot of cards yet. I don't know if this is working. Maybe next time I just don't talk. I just sort cards. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I guess this is it for today. Maybe instead of sorting, this being a sorting video, we'll just call it talking about the basics of Commander format video, right? And then in another video, we're gonna go through all of these cards. Remember, it's not just these. There's this much amount on that box as well, and there's this box as well. So there's a lot of cards that we have to go through, and we still have One Piece cards coming in about I don't know, a week. I haven't paid for them yet, but I already ordered them. So that's 15,000 new One Piece cards that we have to go through. Okay, well, that's it for me for today. I really appreciate your time. I hope that, you know, anything that I say here, at least some of them, has value to you. And if ever you have questions on how to run a card shop, I mean, I'm not an expert. I know I'm not an expert. I've only had the shop for like 3 years, but I do have some experiences that I can share with you. And I did see that one of my videos about selling cards, how to actually sell cards, has garnered a lot of views, and it's the most views that I've had since I uploaded videos 2 weeks ago. So it does look like people have interest in running card shops. So if you have interest with regards to that and questions related to that, let me know in the comments, and I'm gonna answer them right away. Or maybe if it deserves a video of its own, I will talk about that in another video. Goodbye. I'll see you real soon.